What's up, you guys? It's ZacJacDan back with another Every Marvel Legends video. This time we're talking about every Build-A-Figure for Marvel Legends. So Toybiz started off the Build-A-Figures, and their first Build-A-Figure was Galactus. And Galactus took these characters right here to build him. Of course, there were some variants, but they all built the same figure. The next figure was the Sentinel Build-A-Figure. And again, you had a couple of variants in here, the Angel and the Cyclops. And matter of fact, for some odd reason, Mystique and Omega Red had the same Build-A-Figure piece as well. And then we have the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure. And Apocalypse actually was pretty cool with its variants because you had this one set right here that gave you the blue Apocalypse, and then you had another set when you buy the variants on all of these figures that would allow you to build a black Apocalypse. So then you got Onslaught, which is probably one of the worst of the Toybiz Build-A-Figures because it didn't really look like the comic version. But again, this one had several variants in it. You had the Abomination and the Green Goblin and the Loki, all three having variant figures, but those variants didn't give us any kind of different Build-A-Figure piece. And here is the Walmart exclusive Giant Man Build-A-Figure. Probably one of the most sought after Build-A-Figures that they have out there. And also one of the ones that they're wanting Hasbro to redo very often. There were several variants in this wave, but they all still built the exact same Build-A-Figure. There were 4 different Sentries, 2 different AOA Wolverines, and that is it. And then you had Mojo. And in the Mojo wave, you actually had variants for the Baron Zemo, the Falcon. Psylocke's variant was a very rare variant, so very few people ever got that one, and so was Luke Cage's silver variant. And then Iron Man had a gold variant. So the only one that did not have a variant was Longshot. And then one of the favorites for most people is MODOK. And again, MODOK had a lot of variants as well. For the figures, you had the Captain Marvel variant, which got Gemma's Veil. You had the Iron Man variant, which gave you Destroyer. You had several Wasp variants, but the rare one was the blue one, very rare. You had a silver version of Moon Knight, and you had a black costume version of Spider-Woman. So in this wave, the only one that did not have a variant was the Beta Ray Bill. But again, none of these variants ever actually came with a different Build-A-Figure piece. It was just, you could still build the same Build-A-Figure. So then you had also a Pitt Build-A-Figure that was from the Legendary Heroes line, which was also a Marvel wave, or Legends type wave. So I'm going to count that one in this video. And there were several variants in this wave as well. You had 2 different Savage Dragons and 2 different Super Patriots. And then you had Monkey Man as a Build-A-Figure. And again, you had a couple variants of Ann O'Brien and Judge Death. Yep. So there's your Monkey Man. So here are all of the Toybiz Build-A-Figures, so you can compare them all. Then Hasbro took over, and Hasbro started off giving us with a Annihilus Build-A-Figure. So you had to collect all these figures to build Annihilus. No variants. This was the first time that Legends gave us a... No, it's not. This is the first Hasbro time that Legends gave us a Fox movie figure, which was that X3 Beast. Correction, guys. There were 2 variants in this wave. There was another Iron Man, one with and one without the helmet. And there were 2 Hulks, one with a silver left arm and one without. but they still came with the same Build-A-Figure pieces. And then you had the Blob Build-A-Figure, which again had a couple X3 figures with Jean and Juggernaut. This wave also had variants for Yellow Jacket, Jean, and Quicksilver. Ronan the Accuser Build-A-Figure wave was next. This was a Fantastic Four exclusive wave or specific wave. No variants in it. And you had to collect every figure to build this Build-A-Figure, which is actually pretty interesting because that's 8 figures to build this guy. I like the way they did that. Give you at least, you know, these days they give you a figure that doesn't even have a Build-A-Figure piece in it at all. But, you know, to let everybody have something is pretty important to me. Then you had the Sony Sandman Build-A-Figure wave. This was all movie based. And then you had the Queen Brood Build-A-Figure. Again, no variants in this wave except for Hydra and Marvel Girl. And again, you got another X3 figure in this wave with the Colossus. Then Fang Foom Build-A-Figure wave. The only variant in this one was the Green Hulk, or the classic Hulk that came out, which was a variant of the Gray Hulk. They were planning on doing more, but they just didn't do it. And this could also be picked up as a SDCC exclusive box set. And then you had the Target exclusive Red Hulk Build-A-Figure wave, which had a variant for the Spiral, a gold variant, and then you also had the yellow variant for Wolverine. So then you had the Walmart exclusive Ares Build-A-Figure. You had variants for Human Torch, and that's it. But this was a very rare wave right here. The especially the Crossbones figure became very expensive. Of course, when they re-released the Thor Ragnarok wave with another Ares in it, it ruined the price for this Build-A-Figure. So then we got the Nemesis Build-A-Figure, or Holocaust, which is Apocalypse's son. And this was also a Walmart exclusive and came with a variant for Punisher and Daredevil. And again, neither one of these variants changed the Build-A-Figure at all. It's just another figure out there that you'd have to search out and find. And here are all the first run of Hasbro's Build-A-Figures, so you compare them all. This is right after Toybiz, when Hasbro took over. And after this, there is a 2-year hiatus before we see another Marvel Legend. So Marvel Legends took a break for a while, and probably about 2 years hiatus, and then they came back. And this is when the molds changed, and you got the Terrax Build-A-Figure here, which again, this wave had several variants. Steve Rogers variant, Iron Man variant, Ghost Rider variant. Kind of re-released the SDCC exclusive Thor figure. And then you have the Arnim Zola Build-A-Figure wave, which also had variants all in it. This one would build the regular Arnim Zola, so here all these figures would build that. And this one's, the Spider-Man figure did not have a Build-A-Figure piece in it. And then when you collect the other side, you get to build the Red Skull faced Arnim Zola. And the legs and arms didn't change any, but both heads did, or whatever you want to call it, the top piece, the mechanical piece at the top. So you basically had to buy the different Dakin, Madam Hydra, and Pile Driver in order to get this guy. But then also you had the big time Spider-Man, which did not have a Build-A-Figure piece. So then you had the Ironmonger Build-A-Figure, which was a specific and the only Iron Man wave we've ever gotten in Marvel Legends. And then they started giving us these tiny Build-A-Figures. So Hitmonkey was the first tiny Build-A-Figure they gave us. And for some odd reason, 3 of the figures in this wave didn't even come with Build-A-Figure pieces. The Archangel, the Wolverine, and the Cap. I love Hitmonkey, but to have him as a Build-A-Figure was very disappointing. We've been so used to these massive Build-A-Figures over the years, and it was bad enough whenever they gave us the Terrax and Arnim Zola because they were normal size as well, but now they started giving us these tiny ones. It's like they're cheaping out on us or something. Another tiny Build-A-Figure was the Rocket Raccoon. Very rare one though, because most of these figures were very hard to find. The only one that did not come with a Build-A-Figure, nope, 2 of them didn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece. The Hawkeye and the Spidey. And our third tiny Build-A-Figure for the year was the Puck Build-A-Figure. And all you needed was 3 of these figures in order to build a Build-A-Figure. So the Wolverine just came with a stand instead of having a Build-A-Figure piece. But that Emma Frost became probably one of the most rare figures out there. So here's the first run of the return of Marvel Legends for Hasbro after their first line and their 2-year hiatus. So here's the Mandroid Build-A-Figure. Had several figures in this that aren't showing up here that were variants or alternates. So that would be the AIM and the Hydra Soldier. Also, there was another Captain America that did not come with a Build-A-Figure piece right there in the middle. So it took all these to build this Mandroid Build-A-Figure for S.H.I.E.L.D. Then you had the Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure. Had several variants for this one. You had the Sony Amazing Spider-Man figures in this wave, like Electro and the, I guess that's it. I don't know if that Spider-Man himself is from, I don't think that's the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. It might be. But you had the Skyline Siren, so therefore you don't even really know the names of these figures. You also had the Deadliest Foes and the Spawn of Symbiotes. So they never even gave the names of who these guys are. You know, your Toxin and your Carnage, your Ultimate Beetle and your Boomerang, and then your Black Cat and your Anya, whatever her last name is. So it's interesting that they didn't even give us a name for any of these. And then we got a MCU wave. There are 2 comic versions in here, but most of this wave is MCU for the Groot Build-A-Figure on the Guardians of the Galaxy. And then you had your Toys R Us exclusive Jubilee Build-A-Figure. And you had to have everyone except for Wolverine in order to build her. Another rare Build-A-Figure, but another disappointment because nobody wants to build tiny Build-A-Figures. They want to build the big guys. Put a figure like Jubilee in an individual pack and we'd be happy, which they ended up doing later on. Now this was an exciting wave because you got to build 2 Build-A-Figures out of this if you wanted to. You got to build the Old Man Thor with these group of figures, and you could also build the Odin Build-A-Figure, which is what this wave was called, or the All-Father, I should say. So then you have the Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure wave. Again, another small figure, but really like this figure as well. And then the Thanos Build-A-Figure wave, which they went and ruined again by releasing this figure even better form in a Walmart exclusive. So there goes the value on this guy. And then we got the Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure from the MCU, which again lost its value because it was re-released several times. And again, another Build-A-Figure that has lost its value because it got re-released individually was the Ultron Prime Build-A-Figure. And here is the Rhino Build-A-Figure, which is pretty cool that they gave us 2 separate head sculpts. Don't really would have rather had another head sculpt that actually had the eyes on the side of the mask, but really great Build-A-Figure. Another rare wave. If you look out there for the price on these guys, they're extremely high right now. Here are all the Hasbro Infinite Series Build-A-Figures. This is the new packaging that a lot of people are taking the figures back and putting different Build-A-Figure pieces in and returning them to the stores. So this is new packaging. So here's one of the re-releases that they did was an overseas UK release or Australia exclusive release. They kind of repackaged all these guys up again and put out the Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure again. So then we have the Absorbing Man Build-A-Figure. And again, very cool. What they did was giving us several parts, multiple arms, multiple heads. Very excited about that. And then the red Onslaught Build-A-Figure, which was really cool that they gave us this, but then they'll later on release a Magneto head for this guy. So another guy, the MCU Giant Man Build-A-Figure that will lose his value later on because he's been released so many times now. So here is the Space Venom Build-A-Figure. Really valuable one again. And here is the Abomination Build-A-Figure, which came out after the SDCC exclusive one. This one does look better though. I like the color scheme on this one better than the SDCC one. But a very lackluster wave itself to build this guy. One of the favorites of everybody was the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave. But then again, they have re-released him again with more classic colors, so the value on this guy has dropped. But the wave itself was slap full of awesome figures, especially the Rogue, the Kitty, the Iceman, the Wolverine with a brown suit, and the Deadpool. And that Jean as well. So again, I'm going to show this Onslaught again because when they released that Kitty Pryde, they gave us the Magneto head. And so there's the new Onslaught Build-A-Figure. And then again, another re-release from SDCC was the Dormammu Build-A-Figure from the Doctor Strange wave. So here's another UK Australian release, and this was the Giant Man Build-A-Figure. So again, they just repackaged figures that we've already seen and put another Build-A-Figure piece in there for us to build a Giant Man again. Then we have the Sandman Build-A-Figure. And again, this is very exciting because they gave us multiple parts so you can change out the arms and the head. And then one of the stranger ones is this Titus Build-A-Figure because nobody really knew who Titus was, but he's really cool looking, so I'll accept him for this Guardians of the Galaxy wave. And then we have the Warlock Build-A-Figure. Really impressive wave. And then another strange one was for the MCU or the Sony verse of it was the Vulture Build-A-Figure wings. So then we have another small female figure, which was the Mantis MCU Build-A-Figure for this Guardians of the Galaxy wave. Of course, this is Guardians Volume 2. Then we have the Netflix wave, which gave us the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure. I was really surprised I didn't do a Kingpin Netflix Build-A-Figure or something like that. And then we have the Thor Ragnarok wave, which gave us the Gladiator Hulk Build-A-Figure. And here's that Ares that dropped the price really low for us on our Build-A-Figure. And again, this is going to be another one that loses its value because they re-released this Build-A-Figure overseas. This is another female Okaye Build-A-Figure. Very disappointing. They could have done a Man-Ape comic version because they later on do an MCU Man-Ape. Then another one of our favorites is the Lizard Build-A-Figure. And then here's another one that will lose its value later on because they re-release him in a better form in a box set for the 10-year wave. Thanos. So here's that Gladiator Hulk re-released overseas, repackaged with other figures. So here's the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure wave from the Deadpool. And this was probably one of the most disappointing Deadpools I've ever seen because it didn't have it. Look how empty that package looks. Then you get the Cull Obsidian Build-A-Figure wave from the Avengers Infinity War. This is the Hasbro Apocalypse Build-A-Figure. Much better than the other Apocalypse from the Toybiz days, which was very large, which is cool. It's kind of cool to make it look like he's growing. And here are the figures you had to build this guy. There was several Psylocks, one with purple, one with black hair. And then you had the multiple man that you could buy a bunch of to make 3 different versions with those different heads. Then you have the SP//DR Build-A-Figure wave. You have the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure wave. You have the Sauron Build-A-Figure wave from the Deadpool's second wave. Here's another re-release of that Thanos Infinity War overseas. Here is the M'Baku, or the Man-Ape Build-A-Figure from MCU. The Kree Sentry Build-A-Figure for the Captain Marvel wave. The Kingpin Build-A-Figure. Very sought after because they gave us another head later on. With the Professor X box set, they allowed us to build the Shadow King. You got the Thanos Armor Build-A-Figure from Avengers Endgame. You got the Caliban Build-A-Figure for the X-Men. You got the Smulk, or the Smart Hulk Build-A-Figure from Endgame. You got the Molten Man Build-A-Figure from Spider-Man Far From Home. You got the Wendigo Build-A-Figure. And just announced at SDCC is the Fat Thor Build-A-Figure from Avengers Endgame as well, Wave 3 of this. And these packages are from the Legends series boxes. So this is after the Infinite series, and these are the MCU Build-A-Figures. So first off, they showed us an updated version of what Guido is going to look like, or Strong Guy. Here's a comparison of what I showed as the original.
on the right, and here's what they showed us at the Comic-Con. So the glasses have changed colors, it looks like. Here's what that X-Force team looks like it's going to look like so far. We've got a few more characters they're going to have to reveal to us. But you got Strong Guy, Deadpool in the blue and yellow, Warpath, and Sunspot. Here's the promotional image of the Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure and the entire wave. And so here is that full Fantastic Four wave. Loose that we're going to be seeing soon.
And again, these are Legend series, but as I showed you before, the MCU figures, these are the actual comic-based Build-A-Figures. And here's my wish list, or my most wanted list for some Build-A-Figures I'd like to see in the future. Got Armor, Awesome Mandroid, Lockjaw, Weapon H, Hulk, / Wolverine, whatever you want to call him, a classic comic Groot, and Nimrod. So here are all of the Build-A-Figures so far. And that is a massive amount of Build-A-Figures. I cannot believe that they have done this many over all these years that I've been collecting. And I've actually owned most of them. There's only a few that I chose not to because I don't collect the MCU, that I've resold, or that I just never got my hands on. So guys, I appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave any kind of comments. Hit that notification bell so you're aware of any new videos that I have. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. Check out my other videos for every Marvel Legends and all the top 10 lists, top 10 most wanted things. Check out my son Zach Legends channel for action figure reviews and news. And I'll talk to you guys later.